I love playing guitar. I'm passionate about playing guitar. Even if I didn't do it professionally, I would do it as a hobby. I mean, look at them. They're just beautiful objects. I treat guitar playing as a colour, and I like that depth of sound where you can hear different facets to a guitar player, and it appealing somewhere deep inside. People see me on the internet, and all the time they're saying, "Well, where's your album?" I spend so much time, maybe copying other guitar players, and it's just time to do it. I want people to hear me as a guitar player rather than just a session guy. I want people to hear something that comes from inside me. This album has taken two and a half years, and I wanted it to be a 10-track album. I could have stopped at 7, I could have stopped at 8, but something about the 10 tracks just feels right. Everything I put on the album I want to be proud of, and so for every one track that's made the album, maybe I've eliminated 3 tracks if I want each track to be, gold rather than bronze. I think every guitarist growing up has had complaints from their parents or their neighbours. I thought I'd call the album Complaints About the Noise. One of the tracks on the album is called Unearthed. It's an epic sounding song. It was the first tune that I started recording at my house in Spain, but every time I touched the strings or I was getting noises, I was getting electric shocks and buzzes. Handyman basically said they haven't actually earthed the house to the ground, so that's why it's called Unearthed. One of my favourite tracks on the album is called Valley Cats, and it's dedicated to anybody out there that has an original Valley Arts guitar. There's only 2,500 Valley Arts guitars out there, so if you're a Valley Cat, that track's for you. I used a Valley Arts Custom Pro and a Strat, 3 guitars mainly. Took a JVM 410 H-head down there just because it's got so many sounds in it. A little Black Star HT20, a whole ton of pedals, and I also did a couple of things on a borrowed Vox AC30. I'm lucky that I've got some real talented friends. I've got some great musicians on there. Pete Riley is a fantastic drummer. One of my favourite drummers in England. I'm lucky to, he's a friend of mine, but he plays with Guthrie and he's played with Keith Emerson. If it doesn't make a good guitar album, then it'll certainly make a good drum album, because there's some great playing on there from him. I've got various bass players on there. My friend Phil Williams, who plays with Tony Hadley, Andy Carr, who plays with ABC, and I think he's just recently toured with Bananarama. There's another guy called Mike Nichols who played the double bass on Beginning of Complaints About the Noise, where it's that rockabilly thing where they're slapping and playing. Andy Staples has played a lot on a lot of the tracks. I've played a little bit of bass here and there, but nothing up to those guys' standards. A few keyboard players on there, Phil Taylor, who plays with Tony Hadley, Steve Turner, who's played with everybody, a very talented girl called Mixa Myler, who's played a lot of piano on various tracks. A lot of times when you think there's keyboards, it will probably be my guitar. Old sparring partner of mine, a guy called Keith Moore, who's a fantastic guitar player. He got my number and rang me and said, I hear you're doing an album, I'm going to mix it. And he can get into my head, and he sees the vision. As soon as he hears the WAV files, he knows exactly where I want the track to go. I was lucky to find him, and he's done a great job on the album. My attention span for listening to instrumental music is probably about 15 minutes. So I'm hoping that people that like instrumental music, and especially guitar albums, that they will, give me at least 20 minutes. It's not a jazz album, it's not a funk album, but it's not a rock album. It's a guitar album, and hopefully people will pick out certain things where, how did he do that? I'm sometimes wondering how I did that when I'm listening back to it. But, although there is a lot of technical playing on the album. I'm more into the passion behind the note. Every note has a story, you know. Every little sound on the guitar has a story. I treat the guitar like a voice, and a really good singer will connect with you. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I just want the tracks to encompass every note means something. You know.